talent is something inborn, but talent itself not enough. You must develop the talent with the proper things, proper ways to doing things.
Excellent. Coming to my next point here. So you saw him at the age of 13 at the Sukantras, and then you already eyed him. This one adalah kelebihan dia tu.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what was the process after that?
Then after that, we gather all the players we selected from all over the country. Come to that time we gather in VI school to the selection.
I heard of
To
this.
the whole the nationwide selection. But that time around nearly 100 players came for that the final selection. Then from that we trim down to about 50. Then we do another selection in BSN Bangi. Then we had the 30 so-called best player at that time. Nazmi won in the list.
He's a 13-year-old, but you were eyeing for which age group though?
13 years old.
13 years old.
13 years old.
Okay. So you had 30 players.
Yep.
In Bangi. Can you recall, apart from Nazmi, who else was there that actually also caught your eye?
Because we had so many players. Because majority of these players, some in the Harimau A, some in the Harimau B. Because from Nazmi group at the age, there about 15 of them include Nazmi in the promote to Harimau A and Harimau B.
But that is actually 13 years old.
13 years old.
But I don't think they get promoted so early.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So there is a that few years. Say katakan 3 years, 13 to 17, 4 years.
4 years.
Because the first time I ever saw Nazmi was actually against Thailand in the SEA Games in Jakarta last year. And when he came in, he played midfield, right? And the guy was just mesmerizing. That's when I said, why I haven't heard this guy before? He's good, like this kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in that 3 years, Coach Scully, if you can recall what happened. So how did Coach Amin and Coach Scully and Coach all come into this thing?
Actually, when they report to Bukit Jalil Sports School when they're 14 years old, January 2008. Yes, 2008. But at that time, I'm not coach the team, because at that time my position as a youth director for Malaysian Football Association. The coach is we select Coach Nasir Yusof as a head coach for that team at that time.
Okay.
Then after about 10 months, then the management changed the team. Then they offer, if you're interested going back to coaching, they said, why not? I'm my life in the field. I will glad to be back in the field.
Okay. So you saw him when he was 13.
Yeah.
Then there was a gap for about 10 months like that. You happen to be offered a job that involves coaching him. Involves lah.
Yeah.
And then you see him again. Then what happened? So how did you? I mean, how did you guys get
Yeah,
involved?
that's where the team. That's where the team forms.
That's why I get back my team. Then I call Coach Sivam, I call Coach Richard to join me. Are you interested to join me to work with this team for the 2011 Under-17 World Cup preparation?
Actually, Coach, while you're talking to me, you remind me of Rafa Benitez. But never mind. Sorry to disturb you because you're talking about bringing a team together.
Yeah.
So Coach Scully, Coach Sivam, join. Okay. Then.
Because I think that time, because I worked with them before. I started the Bukit Jalil program 99. I started with Coach Richard. Then that time Coach Sivam as a physical trainer in MSN. Then I get his support to help me to work with all the players in Bukit Jalil for develop their strength and fitness.
So Nazmi has been in this school, Bukit Jalil Sports School, basically. He's a Bukit Jalil Sports School product, basically. Okay. Then he's 14 years old. You guys are together. Okay. By age of 17, he's already playing first debut.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
first
exactly.
So in 14, 15, 16, what happened? Because you all must have seen something to develop him right up to the point of actually playing. I mean, Coach Ong replaced a first starter after the match against Singapore, right? The disappointing match against Singapore, and he takes a risk with a 17-year-old who never played for Malaysia before, I think, in that sense, and he comes in and he plays against a crucial game. We needed to win that game, right? And he was playing a crucial midfield position against one of the arch rivals of Malaysia, Thailand. So you guys must have done something to develop the confidence even for Coach Ong. So what is it that you guys did? I'm going to sit down and you please explain.
What we are coaches, we are the different level. Okay, our job to develop players. Ong Kinsby to develop or work with team. His job to find a good talented players to put in his team who are suitable with his system to play. Our job to develop individual players. That's our objective and our responsibility. That's why when we see Nazmi, we know these boys are very talented, gifted players. But talent itself not enough. We need to develop, to work with him 200%.
What does that mean? If you can break it down to developing, you said talent itself is not enough. You got to develop the talent. Break it down to the public. What does that mean in your life, in your definition, when you see an uncut diamond like that and you need to develop?
Yeah, you got to instill in all the components. We're talking about the components. A human being is brought into this world raw. To make this person a person to serve the nation, you have got to have all those inputs. So that's where the science, sports science come into very effective play. We got to make sure that he goes through the proper physiological problem, psychological problem, anatomical problem. All these things need to be instilled to complete a component. So we have spent a lot of detailed time to make sure that this guy don't lose into all this aspect. We make sure that we take care of the nutrition part, the physiological part, the psychological part, the strength part, the biomotor component of this kid, the growth of his kid, the well-being of this kid, and also preparing this kid to face the real world. The real world is the real people out there, the media, the crowd, the pressure, the opponent. So we have got to put this kid into all this type of protocol or battery tests in preparation to make him as what he see today. So that really takes us a lot of patience, passion, time. Of course, he has got his weaknesses as well.
So what are his weaknesses? I mean, so far we are talking about the strength.